Good morning, stakeholders. It's Waterman, and this isn't where I saw myself 5 or 6 years ago, back outside Blackburn railway station, having a morning coffee and watching the comings and the goings of the replacement bus services for a rail line shut down because of level crossing removal works at Blackburn station. And because I don't have a camera crew and a sound crew, I can't compose this picture properly and be on camera. So what you'll see is replacement bus services express from Blackburn to Camberwell because of the Surrey Hills Mont level crossing removal works. And hello to you as you're on your way to your morning gym exercise activity. I just can't believe I'm back in Blackburn. I don't want to be here. And I know for those of you that know me really well from Blackburn, you'll know that it's been a long time between level crossing removal project works. And we all know that Blackburn didn't end well for me personally. And it's something that I really don't like to think about, let alone talk about. But that whole episode around the whistleblower, yeah. Anyway, express buses from Blackburn to Camberwell, and there will be express buses up the line from definitely from Mitcham, which is a clever move by the LXRA, starting buses that passenger numbers are diluted and watered down, so that by the time the train reaches Box Hill, there's not a full train load of train passengers stumbling off their train on their way to office cubicle heaven, as they yeah, sorry, it's just a few sorry about that. That's not very professional. Anyway, so we were meant to be down at Surrey Hills today. We were meant to be on the 455 from Blackburn to get the 520 tram to Surrey Hills to get across to the southern side of Surrey Hills. But today marks the end of the first week after the shutdown of the level crossings at Surrey Hills and Mont, and unfortunately this week has been a debacle for STM Asia Pacific Construction and these presentation tour videos for our stakeholders, local community, the local councils, the state government, Infrastructure Australia, and of course our interstate and overseas investors, our partners in Hong Kong, and our very special partners in Sunbury. And so what I thought I'd do today is I really need to take time out to review the week that's just gone. I can't spend the whole week without reviewing how I've gone so far. I have to mark myself very harshly, and I've come to realise that this Surrey Hills Mont Albert level crossing removal project is going to be so far different to the Blackburn one, and I've got to accept that the topography, the layout of the work site, the proximity of the houses and the local residents, the train line, yes, there's Blackburn was shut down in a similar way with its traders affected, and very demonstratively and very demonstrably evident ways, but Surrey Hills and Mont Albert, totally different story. And I can tell you that the residents in Surrey Hills and Mont Albert are far more active in their vocalisation of their opinions about the impact of this project on their community, which is impacting, all of this is impacting our ability to bring you the same quality of presentation compared to Blackburn. So don't let the improvement in equipment fool you. The equipment is not responsible for the quality of the presentation that I aim to bring you on behalf of STM Asia Pacific Construction. So even this morning, I just could not bring the vision to reality. The vision was to present to you personally, but I'm struggling to function, and I function as a presenter and a consultant who specialises in this sort of thing, because I've come in from Metro at the last minute. GM's diagnosis and sudden withdrawal from his role as CEO and charismatic leader of STM Asia Pacific Construction. He's out of the picture. Handley's no longer with us, and we do miss him. And I'm pretty surprised that I'd really never stopped to think about how I've lost touch with all the family at STM Asia Pacific because I've been off-site. I've been travelling, and I've been trying to build up, continue growing the STM Asia Pacific construction profile, interstate and overseas. There's a lot of public transport infrastructure projects in Brisbane, Sydney. There's a mooted metro tunnel, second metro tunnel from Port Melbourne to Doncaster. How that will pan out is anyone's guess, but we'd really like to get our teeth into the US market with Joe Biden pledging and passing, God bless him, trillions of dollars in infrastructure improvements and upgrades and just plain old maintenance in the US, and we want a piece of that. And STM is well placed to demonstrate its abilities to the US market. We were a little bit late pitching for the Crossrail project, which became the Elizabeth line in London. We were just a touch too late. We submitted, but it just wasn't high quality enough to get shortlisted. We learnt from that, and I've got my eyes on the US, and to be back here, and I'll finish off with this, to be back in Blackburn after 7 years. Don't get me wrong, I love Blackburn, I love the eastern suburbs of Melbourne, but it's not where I saw myself 7 years ago. And hello to you, the good folk at Click Engineering, the structural, civil, geotechnical surveyors. And did I mention to you that Blackburn is littered with SMEs of the architectural, survey and built facilities environment? As the morning sun is just peeking through, it's dawn in Blackburn, and what's dawning on me is that I have to readjust and recalibrate my approach to this level crossing removal project in Surrey Hills and Mont Albert. And I have to admit I'm struggling. I really didn't, besides the fact that I've got to get my head around the fact that I'm here, and we'll be going down a little bit in the next few minutes. We'll be capturing those scenes outside the replacement replacement bus services for the trains. The express to Camberwell will be going past there shortly, and it's also an opportunity to show you the finished works briefly at the Blackburn level crossing removal project, successfully completed, and a good milestone for STM. Not such a good milestone for me personally, given the way things panned out with the whole whistleblower situation, which it's fair to say took me a long time to get over. But I do want to highlight the failure in planning of the LXRA and Vic Roads, and you'll see why with the traffic still impeded by another obstacle immediately 20 metres to the north of the level crossing. And I've beaten this drum so many times, I've flogged this horse, and it's not just dead, I've actually flogged it into non-existence. The roundabout is still there, traffic is still banking up. The flow of traffic is not improved by the removal of the level crossing. You can see, well, eventually I will present to you that the community is still split by this train line. Vic Roads, the LXRA, the state government, the local council, they had an opportunity to build a park, an open space over the train line to connect the community, to make it a more desirable place for people outside this area to... we got gypped. Blackburn got gypped. And yes, do you know, and this is just a personal aside about the deplorable way that the Blackburn station was just left as is. Not a lick of fresh paint, and the LXRA couldn't even be bothered to resurface the platform of the train station, which is just... So we're going to leave the sun to do its business as it makes its slow rise into the eastern skies of Melbourne, and old Waterman is going to pull himself together, and you know, STM said they were fixing me up with a production office and you know, a co-working space in Box Hill, and I went down there yesterday, and everything that I was told about it by our contact down there at the it was just all smoke and mirrors. And you know the old saying about my dear old dad, if it sounds too good to be true, it is too good to be true, and that's exactly what we found out yesterday. So unfortunately, STM Asia Pacific will not have an office in Box Hill at a co-working space, and we'll still be at our regular offices in Blackburn, our former offices in Blackburn, I should say. And how it all pans out from here, old Waterman, we're back to square one. We're learning and making it up as we go along again, which is disheartening because we did learn a lot at the Blackburn level crossing removal project. Anyway, we've been going for a good 15 minutes. Thank you for your patience. We're going to be running through some, splitting them into STM Asia Pacific construction issues around our logistics and operations with these tour videos, and then we're going to be breaking down the specifics of the local area at Surrey Hills and Mont and exactly some of the issues we've spotted. We've had a lot of conversations with a lot of local residents and a lot of local traders, and I can tell you that it's fair to say that there is an even split from one extreme to the other of supporters of the works, opponents, activists. There was camera crews from mainstream media there 2 days ago. A current affair rolled up. Somebody's poked that bear, and they were down there the other day swarming around with their cameras, looking for controversy in a jam tin, and old Waterman stayed well away from that. So there's plenty to digest, there's plenty to do, and there's plenty to bring you. If you're new to Project Waterman, you can review these tour videos. And hello to you, the late comer at about 7:15 AM on Friday, the 24th of February 2023 at Click Engineering, structural, civil, geotechnical land surveyors. But yeah, it's fair to say that you can't just see the tension in Surrey Hills and Mont. No, you can see it. You can't feel it, you can see it. So if you're new to Project Waterman, our entire coverage of the Blackburn level crossing removal project, all 17 episodes, is streaming now on whatever iPad, iPhone, whatever, I don't know what you're watching your content on, but it's all there. 17 episodes, about 50 hours of footage still in the archives that we'll be bringing you in the future. But for now, it's Waterman back to business.